The ginger I always wish I was.
She is a beautiful, graceful ginger.
Graceful and just like, just smart and wonderful and beautiful. And every time I see her, I'm just like...
This is the Cinematography for Actors podcast.
More than a podcast, Cinematography for Actors is a vibrant community devoted to bridging the gap between talent and crew. Each week, our show offers transparent, insightful conversations with industry leaders. We unveil the magic behind the scenes, from candid discussions about unique filmmaking processes to in-depth technical exploration. Join us in unraveling the intricacies of filmmaking, one episode at a time. It's more than just cameras and lenses. We aim to inspire, educate, and empower as we peel back the curtain on the art of effective storytelling. Now on to the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the CFA podcast. It's been a very, very long time. We gave a little teaser when we were like, we're back in our new space. And then we had to do some more construction. So now we are really back in our new space. And I'm so excited for some guests that I've been trying to get on the podcast for. How long has it been, guys?
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
It's two incredible creators of a very great app for actors that's going to change our entire workflow. Jamila, Hache, and Dani Rojas. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of
Glad we
course.
made it happen.
I know, and we're like finally not hand-holding mics. We have good lighting. It's
Exactly.
quiet, and
The
we...
set looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. We just finished it, and we just installed all new beams so that no one will collapse into this space when we're on a
Yeah,
party.
that was the extra construction. Was we want to be able to host people up there, but I was starting to get terrible anxiety anytime we had a get together because you could feel the roof bouncing. It was like a wavy trampoline.
Yeah.
So
Great.
Yeah.
now it's safe.
So welcome. But
Thank
this is funny because you'll have to tell me how you guys were introduced again, because I actually forget. But I know that from the moment you guys gave Haeleigh a demo of the app that we'll be talking about, she was like, yep, I'm switching over to this. Like, I'm canceling everything else, and this is the one I'm using. And you have been using it ever since. So Haeleigh, how did you get introduced all together?
Yeah.
How was it?
This is funny. I think that you weren't there.
wasn't.
You were supposed to be there. It
Thanks
was
for letting her-
Gabo's birthday, who I only know Gabo and Ari because of you. And so it was Gabo's birthday
I think
party.
later then.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
But you guys weren't there either. Your friend Daniela was
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
And she
Exactly.
told
And
me.
Daniela.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The ginger I always wish I was.
She is a beautiful,
She's
graceful
Yes,
ginger.
graceful
Yeah.
and just like, just smart
Yeah.
and wonderful and beautiful. And every time I see her, I'm just like, iconic. Like,
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
what are you talking
Talking
about?
about.
What?
But I always see her, I'm like, incredible.
Wow.
She's just amazing.
She's a knockout. Just like
Right,
her
yeah.
mind, her looks. And then we are both actors, so
And she's funny.
she's amazing. Okay.
the full
We
deal.
love you,
Sorry.
Danielle.
Yes.
Thank you. We're both actors, so we're talking about like how is it going? Like, how are tapes for you, since it's after the pandemic? So now like self tapes are just the standard. Do you need help? Like kind of when you meet a new actor friend, you want to get close with them. Kind of the standard thing is like, let me know if you ever need help with tapes. And she was kind of like, oh, I'll never need help with tapes. I was like, what do you mean?
She's like your marketing contractor. Yeah,
She's
like,
been amazing.
Yeah.
She's been
so
amazing.
good at it.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
I mean that's also kind of her background.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh, got it. Okay.
But she's been sharing.
She's
with
probably one of our, she's a champion.
our ambassador, unofficial ambassador.
Yes.
Thanks, Danielle.
Yes, thanks.
Yes, Dani.
So yeah, she told me about Rafy and about what you were creating, and I thought that sounded so interesting. And I said, please, will you put us in contact? Because I knew I would eventually want you here on this couch, because it just sounds like something that we can share with everybody, and it's something that I use now regularly.
Okay,
Awesome.
let's talk
Mhm.
about it. So you're obviously a power couple as well because you're married and cool people, and you both work in the industry, so you have context for
Yes.
kind of the different departments that happen. You're an actor, right? And then we have composer.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Mhm.
so, can we talk about how this came together and was created? What Rafy is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, since we started dating pretty much, I mean, before the pandemic and everything, she was already doing some self tapes. I mean, some
Yeah.
some auditions were in person, but it was already more self tapes
Yeah.
than
Yeah, even
castings
before the
in person.
pandemic, self-tapes started
Yeah.
making their way in, and it became a norm definitely after COVID. So he was my reader.
Yeah,
Oh.
a lot of times. But before the pandemic, she had a whole group of
Yeah.
friends, a lot of actors, and they would get together. So sometimes she would text me and be like, "Hey, I'm going over to
Mitchell
Mitchell's
or
place or Joanne's or
yeah.
whatever." But oftentimes she would have to ask me too. And I mean that was kind of like the norm.
Mhm.
When the pandemic hit and we started in like the bubbles and all that, she couldn't get together with any of her friends. So I kind of became like the default reader.
Mhm.
And as we were doing it, we started talking, and I kept telling her, I'm like, there should be an easier way to do this with all the technology that is available. And we started looking around, and there were a few tools, but nothing quite what we had imagined. So we started talking about, mostly as clients, thinking of
Cool.
like there has to be something out there. And we would ask friends, and everybody would say the same, like, not really. I mean, sometimes I use this, or I record myself with like a voice.
The voice recorder and then trying to like change your tone of voice like
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
things and
Yeah.
it
Or
starts
even,
sounding
like,
like weird.
voice memo and leaving the space, like leaving
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
gap.
Which is not like, then you're not really acting at that point. It's just like drop the line and try to do the thing, and then but it's
Mhm.
the same every time.
Yeah, it becomes
It's
more
not-
like
yeah.
formulaic.
Yes.
And with my background of audio, I was thinking like, can we change the sound of these voices and things like that, like very early on. And then at some point, you can maybe take over here, but when we're both SAG members.
Yeah.
So when we knew that SAG was gonna go on strike,
Mhm.
Jamila was starting to get a little anxious, knowing that she probably was not gonna work much for
Totally.
the
Right.
coming year.
Yeah.
And she kept telling me like, maybe I should go get an MBA, or maybe I remember you considered it.
Yeah, I did.
And at some point we were chatting, and then you told me, you're like, what if we make the app
Yeah.
we've been talking about?
Yeah.
And
Because at that point, also, AI was a big conversation during the strike.
Mhm.
And I believe that technology could be as good or as bad as we want it to be. And we're able to, it's manageable, like whoever does it, right? So I was telling him, like, I think AI could be really good if we train it to work for us and not replace us.
Mhm.
So, and that's when I started thinking, like, what's something I do every day that I don't need necessarily a human for that,
Right.
that is technically nobody's job, that this can do. And I was like, oh, maybe a reader. Because, yes, there's a lot of readers, people that work as readers, but a lot of them are actors or coaches. But
Sure.
that's something completely different. And you get a different service.
Oh, yeah.
When you go to a coach that reads with you,
Yeah.
you're getting feedback. So we're like, okay, what if we just do one that is very simple, just reads with you? No feedback, no nothing. So we're not stepping on anyone else's toes
Yeah, it's fun.
in the industry.
Mhm.
So we keep it ethical and aligned with what we believe and how we think this technology should be treated.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course I started looking into the flow, which is how could this be? Like, okay, I get the PDF.
Yeah.
What do I do now?
Yes.
So, started writing everything down. Like, okay, I would like to upload the PDF. This thing should read it and just track the dialogue. And then after that, I should be able to fix dialogue because sometimes there's typos. Maybe I have to delete lines. Maybe I have to add more lines. So that'll be the next step. And then after that, what's next? Okay, who are the characters? I choose who I am, and then I choose voices for all the other ones. And we should have age range. We should have gender equality. We should have all these different options, even accents if possible,
Cool.
and languages too. And then cool, after that, then we customize it and then we make it very human. So Rafy gives you a read that is kind of it could be flat. Yeah, it could sound flat. I think it's mostly flat. And it's supposed to be like that for you to make it human. So you can teach Rafy how to read the line if you just take the mic and tell it how I want this line to be read in this way, and it'll match your...
That is a feature that I used recently because I really needed a line delivered to me in a way so that I could respond to it. So instead of just using the AI generation, I recorded it myself so it knew the inflections that I was looking for, which was like huge.
Yeah.
You can kind of not even do that if you have a friend reading with you, because then you're like
Giving them direction.
directing them.
And also the other thing too is sometimes scenes would have several voices. I mean, like she would be playing one character and I would have to be the grandma and the kid and the sister.
Yeah.
And I would always try to get creative and she would always be like, don't.
Yes.
Because I would be like,
Yeah, no,
and she's like, stop, you know?
Don't do that.
And she's like, no, just read them all the same. But again, maybe me just being like an audio, I'm like, but it's two characters. Like
it needs to sound different. How are you gonna know?
Exactly. How are you gonna
With
know?
Haeleigh, I used to do like, instead of voices, because I'm terrible at accents and voices, if there were different people, I would put them in different places in the room. So I would go like, that's not what she said.
You're like
yes,
blocking the scene.
I was like trying to act through that. But I'm like, they're different people because they're standing in different places. Like, it was a nightmare.
Maybe we should take a second, because I'm realizing that everyone on this couch understands the process of a self-tape and what it takes, because you have spent hours and hours with me being my reader. Thank you. You're a wonderful reader. But for anyone who doesn't understand or doesn't know the process, it's a lot of the time you'll get the breakdown, you'll get the audition and have 24 hours max to get it in. So then as an actor, you struggle and reach out to 100 friends to try to see if anyone is available in the next few hours to help you. And then you have to prepare your audition. And a lot of the time that comes, at least for me, with a lot of like guilt, because I'm pulling somebody out of their day to come help me. So then to make it up to them, we spend an hour and a half just doing the audition. And then to make it up to them, I'm like, want to get dinner? So every audition is costing me at least $50 because I'm bringing a friend to dinner to thank them for helping me. So there's also that part of it where the panic and the stress of like finding someone who can come, and sometimes no one's available and then you resort to recording your own lines.
Or
This just
canceling you last minute, which would happen
Yeah.
to Jamila because people get busy. Sometimes like there's
People
a friend
have
that would tell
lives.
them, oh, I can do it, and then 2 hours before she would text me and be like, oh my god, my friend couldn't make it because something came up or she had to go to work.
And then you're
whatever.
prepping for your grandma voice that evening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like,
studio.
grandma mindset.
Exactly. Thank you.
So like
But
not just that, like
So-
the tech's really great and it's super user friendly, but not only that, it's also stripping away like the emotional workload that comes with that, with a new audition for actors a lot of the time, and the it's just like streamlining that workflow.
And another thing that for us was an added plus was that a lot of times, and we've heard it from casting director friends and people just in the industry in general, it matters how quickly you send it to. So even if there's a window that says you can send it all the way until Friday, but you can start sending it on Wednesday, most casting directors tell you it's better if you get in earlier.
Right.
Because people start watching the tapes and they might even book the role before it arrives to Friday or already have like a preconception in their mind.
God, this industry.
So I know.
Oh yeah,
it's
because
terrible,
like if you
but it's also
like
one
if
of
you
those
see
things.
someone that comes through and like they're gonna work, then you're gonna be like, great, that's done, and then only someone who's phenomenal will squeak in after that. Yeah.
So that's another
God,
thing.
this industry
It does.
It does.
it's brutal.
It doesn't like. Let me just side tangent for a sec, just a hot sec, because we're
You
all
gotta really love what you're doing here.
Yeah, but so I just came back from vacation. We were talking about it before we recorded, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all my like reading. So I brought all the books that I had on my shelf for like 5 years that I wanted to read, and I was like, okay, each like few days I'm gonna get through one, and I'm gonna like go through all of them, and then I can like donate them and get rid of them. And the first one I read was Furious Love, which is the love letters and relationship over time between Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. And it documents their careers as actors in the industry, and theater actors and film actors both, and all the movies they did together. And it's really interesting. The book was awesome. You should read it. Jessica Chastain recommended. That's why I bought it 5 years ago.
Oh, did you keep it?
Yeah, I gave it to Stella. So Stella's
Okay, great.
My brother's mom.
I get it after Stella. Dibs.
It's
Everyone
really good.
dibs.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
really good.
email Indy later.
Yeah. The reason I bring it up though is because it really talked about the way, obviously it talked about like the MGM contracts and the way the industry used to be, but it really annoys me that our industry is still half of it is based off of a very old mentality of like the way actors are treated, right? Like both of them, but mostly her, child actor, treated very much like a lot of the golden age actors as like product, right? Like it has to be on this movie, has to do this work with this director. There's so many like drugs and alcohol and all that stuff just so that they can keep going on set. And a lot of that sure is like masked now, like you don't have a contract with a studio, but a lot of our industry still shits on an actor in other ways. And a lot of that is it costs you money to do self-tapes. It costs you time away from actually being able to do your side hustle because you have to find something flexible enough. You have to have a strong enough network that's going to be able to read for you normally, right? Like without this app. There's like a lot of pressure on actors still that I don't think people are, they might mention it, but I don't think they're talking about. Like they talk about how poorly Elizabeth Taylor was treated, right? Because it was so obvious, or Marilyn Monroe. But nowadays it's like actors are still actually being treated at the bottom of the barrel until you're famous.
Yeah,
and,
pretty much.
Yeah. And so it's like really annoying to hear that, you could still be doing the work and not get, even an opportunity to be seen if you submitted on that Friday instead of Wednesday, right?
Yep. If you submit within the time frame, you still are too late.
It just
Yes,
me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's already casted too, but then the cast and directors want to show numbers.
Totally.
They're like, "Oh, look, we received 4,000 submissions." And it's like, this just sounds great, and it's like a number, but they're not even sometimes watching those tapes because
exactly
in reality, you have 3 days to watch the tapes.
Yeah,
you're gonna watch 4,000 submissions. Doubt it.
And so that's why when you're talking about ethical AI, I think a part of that conversation of like the ethics of how we treat actors, and everyone, but actors in this industry, because building an app like this allows you to, I think people who are not actors should look at an app like this and be like, oh, this is like ethically a better thing for actors to have, because you're not relying as much on like people having to come to you. You're not spending your own money to just try and get work. Like you're able to do it on your own pace and your time and still get back to the other stuff while you're waiting for that callback or you're waiting for the next thing to come in. And so thanks for creating something like that, because like I think actors are going to be less abused in this industry with that.
It really is just putting one more little part of an actor's career into their own hands.
Yes. Control.
So much of it is out of our control. Yes. Being able to not have to depend on, can somebody come help me with this tape? And having it just be like, this is me and my workflow. Yeah. It's like a little bit more power.
Yeah. And I can do it 1,000 times if I want. Yeah. And if I want to spend 3 days back to back doing it, I don't want to sleep because I want to do it at 2 a.m. I can do it at 2 a.m. because I get to control that.
And a lot of times too, sometimes it would happen, like prior to the app too, that she would get together with a reader and do the audition. But then when I get home, she would realize she didn't like any of the takes.
Yeah. Sure. And you can't be like...
And then we would have to do it again. And it's normal, but that's something that with Rafy, the actor can do 6, 7 takes, watch them, look at themselves and be like, oh, I didn't like this lighting, I didn't like this, or I should change my shirt or something, and do it again. There's no guilt.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Like it's just per scene, basically. So like whether you do...
Your pricing is per scene rather than
exactly.
per take.
So,
Correct.
Because we knew that actors sometimes would want to do 50
Yeah.
takes, whatever it is. So once the scene is created, you can do as many takes as you want. You can do it in 1 take, or you can do it in 50 takes.
So tokens, how do tokens work?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 3 different subscriptions. The first one gives you 5 tokens. Then next one up gives you 15 tokens. And then the next one, the third one, the premium, gives you 50 tokens, 50.
And a token is a scene, basically.
Exactly.
So 5 scenes, 15 scenes?
Correct. And 50 scenes.
Cool.
Exactly. However, that is going to change very soon
Yes.
So
Are you gonna, okay. Well,
should we introduce it?
We're ready. We're ready for
But
a
we'll have it
launch.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna increase it to 10 and 20.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
So basic will have 10, and then plus is gonna have 20.
Amazing.
And that's
10,
something that
20,
will be-
50.
it will
Yes.
be 10.
So 2 to 3 auditions a week for the
Yes,
basic.
exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What are you
That's
doing?
pretty great. I mean, right now I'm doing 2 to 3
Yeah.
a week at
But
this point.
at height when I met you,
5 to 7.
5 to 7 a week.
Yeah.
And what are you
Wow,
doing?
that's a lot.
Like something between 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
around like basic unless you're like practicing a lot, right? Because a lot of the time you want to like
Oh.
you just do a tape to practice
Mhm.
sometimes, especially in
Something that
May.
we are- yeah.
That's what you guys can do a
Practice
self tape
mode.
May.
Yeah.
May's a big practice mode, so like maybe you want more tokens that month because you're going to try to do 6 or 7 a week for practice.
Oh,
you know?
because Audrey.
Because of again
self-tape
Audrey
challenge.
Other self-tape challenge.
self tape
Yep.
May, and then there's like the castability challenge. So like you
Oh.
might want to use it for that. So like yes, basic for like if you're only using it for work, but then there are sometimes you may want to practice
Yeah.
more. So you'll want to
See, we
add
have a month challenge. We have so many challenges, but I want like,
like a self tape challenge.
something better.
Something
than a
like
self-tape
that?
challenge. Like,
I got ideas. We can talk about it more.
With you guys.
I
With
like
practice,
that. Yes.
Haeleigh, talking about practicing,
Yeah.
Exactly.
our main focus, and that's something that we have already introduced, but we haven't yet, is Playhouse.
Oh,
Which
right, you
is-
told us about this at Cannes.
Yes. Yeah. And we're developing it, and we're
We all went to Festival des Cannes.
Festival de Cannes.
Yeah.
We met on Le Crozet
On the
for une pizza.
the companies we made. Yeah, no.
And I did say pizza on purpose because for some reason in Cannes it's all Italian food.
Yes, it's all Italian.
It is,
Yes.
yeah. Anyway, sorry. So the Playhouse that we were. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So Playhouse is.
It was called Rafy Scenes before, so it's been there since we came out.
Oh.
Because this is something that we've wanted to have from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So we launched with it. But now we're putting more work into
And
it.
that also kind of came from the fact that me coming from music,
Yeah.
we have so many tools to practice. Like even as a musician, like
Oh.
when I was in college, I was a guitarist,
Mhm.
and there's all kinds of plugins and software where you can have a bass and drums, and then you play the guitar part, and that's kind of how you
Right.
practice. Like
Yeah.
if you were in a band, but it's your virtual band.
Got it.
There was even one very early on that was called Band in a Box
Oh,
for jazz players.
cute.
And you would have like standards, and you would play your chords, and you just solo over it. Band in a Box. Yeah, it was very early, but this is like, and then for actors, we realized there wasn't anything
Anything.
like that.
Ah,
So that's what Playhouse is.
and remind, what is it? Yeah.
Yes, so Playhouse is our own library of scenes
Oh,
for
sorry.
you to practice.
What is
It's harder when we're not holding them.
It
We're
really
used
is, yeah. I
like
think
now we have to get used to like
Oh, yeah,
moving it
it's
with
really-
it. Oh,
yeah.
no.
It's fun. Yes, that's what it is.
There's not a lot of space on that side. We'll have to move the couches a little bit again.
We're alive. We're alive.
She
We're
caught
good.
it. She caught it before it.
And they were
Having pizza.
Pizza.
okay,
Wait,
yeah, sorry.
what are we talking about? Playhouse.
No, Playhouse.
Yes.
So Playhouse is our own library of scripts written by humans. Our beautiful friend Max, by the way, who's been helping us write some fun scenes that actors can take and do whatever they want with them. So we are only going to give them a space, a location, but then the gender, the genre is for them to decide.
That's cool. That's
So
cool.
yeah, because we don't want to keep it, we don't want to box it, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, yeah, we need the where, the who, and the what, but like here, we'll give you the where, and you can play and figure out the rest. So every scene can be so different from what, I mean, we can do the same scene, but if you want to turn it into a horror,
Yeah.
piece,
'Cause
genre,
one thing
then
we were talking about when we
So
were
fun.
thinking about Playhouse is that right now what actors do to practice is usually do a previous
Mhm.
like audition that they got,
Yeah.
or a scene from a movie, for
Yes.
example, Marriage Story, or
Correct.
So good.
whatever, which is
Yeah.
great.
So much fun.
Yep.
All
Marriage
kinds of
Story,
actors just
so
I
much
can do
fun.
Those monologues, 'cause that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Exactly, and it's great practice, no doubt.
Yeah.
But there's already a version that exists
Yeah.
of what that scene was.
Yeah.
And that's again back to scoring, for example. When
Yeah.
you start practicing how to score scenes, a lot of times you take a scene from a movie and you try to rescore it. And it's good practice. You learn about timing, about things, but there's already a score that existed for the film, and that is like the true version, you know?
It's
And
almost like
what you do is kind of
possible to
your own
mute
version.
it completely.
Right. So
But
this becomes a good.
scoring
Yeah.
a random video is a different exercise. So for Playhouse, we wanted scenes that are original, that no one has a conception, and if 100 actors do it, all 100 of them will do it differently.
Yeah.
And all of them are right.
Love that.
Such a
Because there's
great
no-
creative practice. Just kind of will like even a warm up, right?
Yep.
Like if you have a scene you have to shoot an audition, just like do
Start
a
with
Playhouse
this.
warm up just to
Yeah.
like get loose
Yep.
and then jump in.
I have
Exactly.
an idea. Can I make another
Yep.
suggestion? Not as stupid as my other one. But fun. So at CFA, we have a lot of great programs. One of them that starts our first inaugural ISF cohort. ISF is the Indiewood Screenwriting Fund. It's a cohort of, I think we have 13 screenwriters that have been
love
selected
this idea.
that we fund screenwriting competitions, and then we provide education to them. They have scripts, and they meet together, and they have education every Saturday for 2 hours until
Wow.
October, starting this Saturday. And we have mentors come in, do one-on-one sessions, but they have one script that they're obviously submitting to stuff and working on, in addition to, I'm sure, other ones. But they got in with that script they applied with. What would be cool is like a script of the month where we do a partnership where you feature one of those scripts that has never been produced or made and it's being worked on.
That would be lovely.
You do 7 pages that you work, and if they want, and this is like the part B if it would ever work, but those screenwriters, you could have the option for feature of that month to, once it's recorded in Rafy, have it sent to the screenwriter or through us so that the screenwriter can see how their words are said out loud.
That would be lovely.
And then they can
Absolutely
use it,
love that
you know,
idea.
as like a take on
Cool,
their
like a
role or
some
whatever, you know,
cool
Yeah.
partnership. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something like that would be great, because a lot of this, you have the actor side where you need something to practice on that isn't already ingrained. Like, how did Scarlett Johansson do that in Marriage Story? Because you're just thinking in that headspace, right? Or like, how
Yeah.
did Jessica Chastain?
What's the right way?
Like, like whatever it is, or Molly's Game. Love it.
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
movie too.
But
Her in general.
guys, I know, right?
We can
Can
talk
we take
about
a
her.
minute to talk about Jessica Chastain?
Amazing. She has
She
a
is.
little private life, like
She's a vegan.
she's a vegan.
Well, now I'm a vegan.
That's right.
But the cool thing is, like, actors need that resource, and the screenwriters a lot of the time never have their stuff like said out loud, right?
Yeah,
So you have a lot of
absolutely.
like workshops where actors will come and do like a reading of it, a live reading, and it's the first time that even some of the directors I work with, they want to hear it out loud before they're finished the script, because they want to see if it works, if
Yeah.
it flows.
Yep.
And so this would be a cool partnership where maybe like the writers and the actors for once are like
Yeah.
meeting through Rafy.
That would
So we
be-
should talk about
Love
something
that.
like
I would, we
Yeah.
would love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it starts as like, we have 13 screenwriters, so maybe for, there's 3 scripts every month that they have for 1 month to try out. And then,
Yeah.
it's a CFA
Fun.
like ad. Yeah.
That would be, yeah, that would be great.
X,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rafy X.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Submit those to Anyway, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about
I
it.
think that
Yep.
would be great. So, yeah.
I want that to
Keep an
happen.
eye out. It's coming for you.
Yeah. So Playhouse, very excited about that.
Exactly.
And that's launched. We're good.
It is.
I mean, it's
but
been there from the
it's
beginning, but
the
it's
next
branded.
version
Exactly.
coming out,
Cool.
which is what we're working on now.
Cool.
In the next few weeks. So maybe,
Awesome.
I mean, hopefully before the end of the summer,
Mhm.
we'll have that fully fleshed out, and it's gonna have a bunch of different scenes and different styles, and
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And something else we're adding
Yes.
to this new build is slates.
Ooh,
Because
cool.
we have to do slates too.
It's a standard, so you can just insert slates you pre-recorded on your phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of say you fill up a questionnaire of like the typical questions like name, age, location, and then because sometimes they ask you so many things,
Yeah.
and it's happened to me. I don't know if to you too, that you're kind of doing your slate and it's like, oh, what was the next thing?
Yeah.
Oh, if I have tattoos, and then you have to start all over again, and then you forget something else,
You
or
have to I will write it on something big and stick it on the
That's
wall to be like,
So now,
I'm Haeleigh, I'm 5'5", I live in Los Angeles. Yes, I'm a member of SAG. Yes, I'm okay with nudity. Yes, I'll kiss somebody not in the same scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes. Yeah, and they ask you if you're available, if you have a passport, all these kind of questions,
Yeah.
right? And
so
so
yeah, basically you fill out a questionnaire, and then you're gonna have these bubbles, and you can just select which bubbles,
Which
in whatever
bubble
order
belong to this
is to that.
specific
And then the
audition?
teleprompter will be telling you. So, and it's recognizing what you're saying basically. So it'll just tell you like age, location,
And then the bubbles start they'll disappear as soon as you say like, hi, I'm Jamila Hache, and then the name would disappear. Okay, I am 5'3", disappear,
Because
location.
It has voice recognition.
Yeah.
So it knows when you've said those things. It's not just like rolling and
No, right.
rolling.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
okay, are you ready for the next one?
Oh.
You did it. Good
So
job.
that's also coming on this next one, and then you can save that, and that can be your Slates.
So
Just attach it.
how can people find it and download it?
The App Store,
Okay.
Rafy, Rafy,
Perfect.
which, we should share how the name is so special.
Tell us about
Yeah.
Rafy and why it was named.
So we wanted a name that sounded like a person's name. Well,
Mhm.
I'll start like the way Dani says it. He always says, there's 2 schools of naming apps. So there's like the name of the app of what it actually does,
Functional name.
like a functional name, like, I don't know.
Hinge. Hinges you together.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
there you go.
Functional.
Exactly.
Or
Yes.
Dash,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ClassPass,
Yes.
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like that. Well, there's many. So
Right.
that could have been like
You just blew my
reading
mind.
partner or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Never thought about that.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So, or the other route, which is like Spotify, it doesn't really tell you what it does, or Etsy. And we kind of wanted to, we wanted the name of a person because a reader is a person and it's a little helper. And we wanted it to sound not from any specific place, not necessarily a gender specific name, kind of gender neutral. And we know Raffies that are female, that are male. So yeah, we kind of thought this is cool, and we like the Y because it's just like Etsy, Spotify, Y, techie. I don't know.
Easy
Yeah.
to get a domain for.
and it's an
Yeah.
acronym for Reader App,
App for you.
So we started throwing a bunch of things.
You did tell me that
Reader app
once.
for you,
and I
reading
forgot.
app for you,
Reader
yeah.
app for you. That's
Yeah.
cute.
That's
It
Rafy.
sounds like a little robot.
Yes,
I like
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your reader today? Rafy.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. And we wanted exactly that to like eventually become a verb. Like, are you gonna Rafy
You're going to
that?
Rafy it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll Rafy it. I'll Rafy it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna get that going now.
App
Yeah.
Store. App Store. Free download on the App Store.
100%.
And then you have practice scenes in there already. So people
We
can
do.
try it out before they make that decision.
Absolutely.
Share, and this is gonna
Yeah.
be a debut since you're saying about that because we are launching a web-based version,
Yes.
which we are. And this is coming very soon.
Yes.
So, and this is the first time
Exciting.
we've ever shared it, but we
You
want
heard it
to
here
be more,
first.
to include more actors because there are many actors that don't have iPhone or iPad,
Right.
and we
Right.
get that question all the time. And we
Yeah.
are developing a native version for Android as well,
Cool.
but that is a slow process because Android, unlike Apple, they're not very standardized. There's Motorola's, there's Pixels, there's
Like different
Samsung,
phones.
and all of them have different speech recognition systems. They have different microphones,
So
different
the
cameras.
Take up a lot of those boxes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
The web-based app, you can do it on your computer or on your Android, and just go on a website, and it's gonna have a few differences, but most of the functionality is gonna be there, and that's gonna
Congrats.
Do you have an ETA on that?
Yeah.
within the next month.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, Android users.
Yeah.
You're not going to be left out.
No.
Exactly.
We care about you.
And also on
We
a
do.
computer, because we also have a few people that have told us that they don't have very good eyesight, for example, and they want to use like an external monitor.
Nice.
And we have a guy who told us that he loved Rafy, but he had trouble reading the teleprompter
Got it.
and needed. So that has always been something that we are
Yeah.
thinking, like, how can we
So great.
make it
How can we make this bigger?
Accessibility features. Like,
Literally.
Yeah.
Exactly. Both ways. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, thank you guys
Very
so much
cool.
for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
We're very excited to work on the Playhouse stuff with ISF. We'll talk about
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
and also to get it out to our community. So we will link everything in the description below, and we'll also figure out some sort of like fun promo code to get you guys in
Promo.
for the first month or so.
Absolutely.
For
Yeah.
the first tokens.
Yes.
Rafy,
100%.
take your
so much.
tapes into
Yeah.
your own hands.
Yeah. What is your tagline?
We don't really have one, and we thought
Oh
about
no,
it.
we do actually. The self tape anytime, anywhere.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Anywhere.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform, sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on vendor discounts, community events, and new podcast releases, and educate yourself through our free course releases on YouTube. It all starts at cinematographyforactors.com. And if you like this episode, consider leaving a review to make it easier for other listeners to find us.